Alright, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. There are tons of other content out there talking about this exact same concept. But what we're gonna do today is ideally something rather different. I'm gonna actually walk you through a real life example, a practical example of a cold email nurturing sequence that we've built for my client to help them convert their leads more effectively. Because let's be real, right? We're all facing the same thing. We all hate it when leads just simply don't pick up the phone. We've spent so much money already acquiring these leads in the first place, and then just for them to not pick up, that's frustrating. You find that reps are spending way more time just calling and trying to get in touch with these leads and not actually closing any deals. So if you're looking to build out a cold nurture email sequence that actually converts completely hands-free, here's what we can do. What I'm proposing here is a 4-step email nurturing sequence, 6 days, 3 call attempts, total of 7 touch points. And honestly, if a particular lead goes through all these stages and they still refuse to pick up the phone, it's probably a dead lead anyway, so might as well just move on and just focus on other things that actually make the business move forward. Just like anything else in life, the best thing you can do is make a plan. So let's head to the computer and I'll show you what we're working with. What we have here is a cold nurture workflow automation that I've just built. This is pretty much a skeleton of what we're gonna eventually build out in the software itself. And the software we're gonna choose today is Hubspot, because I'm just biased like that. Like I said before, we have a few problems, right? Sales reps are spending way more time chasing leads than actually converting and actually speaking to active deals. It takes up a huge chunk of your day, so obviously ineffective. Ads perhaps are still in the testing phase, so the leads that come through might not necessarily be ready to purchase just yet, right? Maybe. Most of the times, ads especially, they could be rather trigger happy, just inquiring for the sake of inquiring, shopping around, but there isn't really enough trust built in yet, and perhaps your social media is still lacking. I don't know, okay? Just guessing. Next, perhaps you've got a list of people in your database that you're not really doing anything with them anyways, so might as well do something with them. Here's a plan for it. And last but not least, all these deals that are sitting in your pipeline right now, well, they're actually decaying your conversion time. Your software is thinking that it takes you 3, 4, 5 months to actually convert a deal, where that's not simply the case, where the deal is just sitting there, not really doing anything. So we gotta fix that real fast. So all these solutions that I'm gonna be providing today will be automated, structured, and well, reportable. Here's my plan. We're gonna send off 4 automated emails. The first one is gonna be a message from the big guy, message from the boss, okay? Secondly will be the message from the rep or the broker in this particular case that's gonna be handling that client. So we're gonna put not only the face of the company in front of the prospect, but also the actual person who's going to be guiding them through the process if they decide to show up. Next, we're going to give them a freebie download of some sorts, ebook, freebie, maybe a discount code, but I think you've spent enough money already. So especially in today's age, we got to give off as much free value as possible. I mean, look, that's what I'm doing with you literally right now. Free value, that's the third step. And last but not least, if that all fails, we're gonna just break up with this lead and say, hey, look, I acknowledge that maybe I'm bothering you. Let's just move on and we'll call it a day. I find that this is very effective because it's just upfront, straightforward, and you're not beating around the bush. And if by the 4th email, it's pretty much an ultimatum. If they don't want to work with you and you send that message and the copy is, something relatable, something just upfront and sincere, if the lead was on the fence before, they might give this one a shot. 4 automated emails spanning a total of 6 days, which I'll explain why. 3 attempts of calling and a total of 7 touch points. Okay, alrighty, here we go. Let's get started. If you're running any paid ads, it all comes through Meta, Google, doesn't really matter what it is. It comes through, we'll then create a lead inside of the system. And right off the bat, as you know, the saying goes, strike while the iron is hot. So we're gonna send off that first email right after the right after the prospect immediately. Next, we're gonna notify an admin person. So in this case, it's particularly for this client that I'm working with. For you, if you have a sales team who pretty much just rotates leads as they come through, then feel free to skip this step and just assign it to somebody. But in this case, we have an intermediary right here to just, disseminate the leads as they come through. Once that's done, we'll then assign it to the actual deal owner or the broker in this case, who's gonna handle that particular inquiry. And you'll have a task to call, outreach number 1. Now, we're gonna give them about a day, okay, to actually action this thing based on your SLA, depending on your industry, depending on your sales rep's availability. We can configure this, but we're gonna wait for a little bit and capture the outcome of that attempt. So in this particular case, we've got 2 outcomes. It's either connected or no answer. If connected, they schedule a time to meet with them in person. We'll just kind of exit the workflow from here because it's already been engaged with. But typically in these kind of cases, well, it's no answer. So fine, no answer, we'll then go down. We'll have a 1-day delay. because again, we try to call them today, for example, on a Monday. We don't want to, try again or send them another email on the Monday itself. We'll just wait for a day, give them some breathing room, give them a chance to open the email and actually read through what you've sent them. And then the very next day, if the deal has not been worked on and it's still in that new stage, we'll then send off email number 2. Right after that, we'll get the task for the broker or the deal owner to call again. And same thing, we'll record the outcomes. Repeat the same process, we'll delay for about a day. Email number 3, you get the idea. And last but not least, after another delay, we'll have email number 4. Now this is the breakup email, remembering. The breakup email, if it's still no answer, we'll then close lost it and we'll send all of these leads to a longer term nurture sequence. It could be a newsletter, it could be whatever it is. I just thought of newsletter because it's rather straightforward. Now we have this skeletal structure. We can start putting it into and building it inside of the software. And again, our software of choice is Hubspot. And what you will notice is that even though we've sketched it this way, the actual build itself takes some finessing. So it's very nice for us to have an outline. It's very important to actually draw up what the overarching kind of flow is going to look like, because when we actually get into the trenches of it inside of HubSpot or whatever software we're building, it's going to be a little bit more complicated than that. So let's go ahead into HubSpot and let's see how it's been built out. Okie dokie, we're here in HubSpot now, and we have broken up this workflow into 3 separate flows. The first one here is simply once that lead channel is known, we'll then create the task for the admin person to essentially, again, rotate this lead to the most appropriate person. And then we will send off that first email, which is the message from the director. Now, the second workflow we're going to be talking about is the nurture sequence itself. So this is the one that goes on for like eternity, but it's not so, it's not as bad as you might think. It looks exactly the same as what we kind of outlined, but with a few nuances. So I'll get into that right now. The trigger looks like this. If the deal owner has been updated in the last 1 day, which means, remember, when we first created the deal, it was assigned to the administrator, but once they actually update the deal owner, that's when it kicks in and you'll enroll itself into this workflow and it all begins. The first stage of this workflow here is for the broker to reach out to the lead. Once that's done, we will give them about a day, like I mentioned before, a day to actually action this particular activity. And once that's done, we will then move and check and see if the deal is still in that stage. Because if the call was successful, well, then the broker will actually move the deal from new to contacted and to the next stage and progress it onwards. But this branch here essentially checks if that deal is still sitting in that particular stage or not. If it is, then we'll carry on. But if the deal has left that nurturing sequence stage, well, then it just exits the workflow. We'll follow on with a day 2 call attempt. And what we'll then do is we'll wait again for that task status to actually be completed. If the task status is completed, that's great. Then we will wait to see if the deal, again, we'll check whether or not the deal is still in that stage or not. If it's left, it exits. If not, you carry forward. Then we have the message for the broker number 2, email number 2. We'll then repeat the same thing all the way down until we reach the breakup email number 4, where we'll then move the deals over to close lost if nothing has actually happened. Now, this third workflow is quite important. This one essentially just pulls the deal out from the nurture sequence stage and move it to the next stage, and essentially allows it to exit the workflow automatically. What this is pretty much once the meeting has actually been booked in the meeting calendar or it has been actioned by someone manually, this will then update the deal stage and move it across to the next stage itself. Every single one of these emails would have some sort of value, be it again like a video, like I mentioned, good copywriting, a freebie ebook download, or simply a breakup email. But every single one of those will have a call to action button in the bottom, essentially prompting the prospect to take a certain action. So either most of the time it's book a call or schedule a meeting, right? So all of these will have sprinkles. It'll be sprinkled throughout the email nurturing sequence to ensure that when the prospect receives a particular message, they have a method to acknowledge that they want to proceed and go on to the next stage. This meeting book workflow essentially picks up on the fact that an action has been taken to request a meeting from the brokers and then move the deal out from the deal stage, which is the nurture deal stage, and into the next step, which is to qualify or a meeting has been scheduled. So very important to build this one out too. If not, the deal would still remain in the original workflow and just carries on all the way. And it's a little bit awkward, right? If you're a prospect and you have successfully booked in a meeting and you're keen on on meeting with this person, but you're still receiving emails with the tone and messaging of like, we want to talk to you, here's a little bit more about our company. Well, you don't need that anymore, right? You've bought in, you've trusted the company enough to actually book in a meeting to speak with them. You should stop all other communication. And that's pretty much it. Hope this gives you guys some more ideas in terms of how you can build out your own nurturing sequence campaigns inside of HubSpot using workflows so that your sales rep can get back to doing more important things like closing deals for your business and letting the nurturing just kind of roll on by itself automatically, not having to worry. Sales reps get a ping on your phone with all the details, phone number, client name, task for them to call. Once they're done, they can just update it on your phone and move on to the next thing. If you guys have any more questions or need any help structuring something like this for your business, don't hesitate to obviously reach out, and I'm more than happy to help you. Other than that, it's getting late, I'm hungry, I'm tired, we'll have to get to editing, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.